All right, so
yeah,
this
why
is
don't
kind
we
of
have the
almost like
camera come down on a little bit of the food here?
Just have a little platter of oysters tonight.
A little platter.
Very small. We have 3 Island Creek oysters out of Duxbury.
Okay.
We have the 3
Deluxeberry.
Deluxeberry. We have 3 moon shoals from Barnstable and 3 of the Island Creeks from Wellfleet with our house-made mignonette and cocktail sauce.
What are the characteristics of each of the oysters?
I would say that our Island Creek Duxbury are probably the cleanest in finish.
Yeah.
Have the most.
Is it because they started in the farm and then were transplanted, or?
No, these are not. These were born and raised in Duxbury. Those
okay.
were born in Duxbury and raised in.
Oh, okay.
So Wellfleet typically evokes a lot more.
A little salt, yeah.
And brine just from its location.
Yep.
But I'd have to say that the moon shoals are a nice compromise between the two.
Okay.
Having a really nice.
Some character.
Some character. It's a little bit, can tend to be a touch deeper of a cup, but just really clean, fun oyster.
Okay.
Perfect.
Can you tell us about the cocktail that you paired? You recommended this cocktail to pair with the oysters. So if we could just get a shot of this.
Absolutely. That is our Maldonado. We do a couple of beer-based concoctions, and this is Milagro Blanco tequila, fresh lime juice, agave nectar to sweeten, and a dash of Tabasco, and it's topped with a Negro Modelo beer, and you get the rest of the back to enjoy and pour in as you like.
Very nice, very nice. So I'm looking forward to...
well, let's enjoy some oysters with the
on
cocktail.
Camera. So you want to see me do an oyster on camera.
Right.
Okay, so let me see you prepare one first, because I've only tried oysters once before.
Okay.
And it's not that I hate them, it's just having tried them once before, I was like, I'm not sure if I'd seek that out. So
what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of each.
Okay, I'll do the same. I'll take one of each. And let's put them in the same order here. So this one.
Okay.
This one. Okay. So now what do we do here?
Now, this I haven't seen that frequently.
What's it called?
This is like a vinegar. Well, I don't know. It's a vinegar-based sauce.
Okay.
And a lot of the time, what I'll do is just put a lemon on my oyster.
Okay.
But because this is a house thing at Eastern Standard,
try it out.
Why not try it out?
Okay.
I'm going to throw it on the Duxbury one. What's this stuff called again?
That's a mignonette of just has some.
It's like a dressing.
Correct. Shallots, champagne vinegar,
okay.
salt and pepper.
All right. Throw a little dash of that on the Duxbury one. And we'll do these in. We'll do this on the Duxbury one.
And the Duxbury one.
We'll do the traditional.
Side, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we'll do the traditional cocktail sauce on the Wellfleet one.
That's nice. Okay. So you just put a little bit in there.
Yep.
All right. See?
I can actually grab the same spoon for this.
Okay. Sorry. Oops, sorry about that.
Reach it. The Wellfleet one, we'll just throw the cocktail sauce on.
Okay.
Only because that's going to be one of the heartier ones, I think.
The Wellfleet
a little
one was
more
one on
salt.
the left or the middle?
The middle.
Okay.
And then I'm going to grab lemon and just drizzle a little, just so you can taste the oyster itself, with a touch of oyster on the third one.
Okay. Now, have you tried your beverage?
I have not. I've looked at it. I'm a little frightened because...
it's delicious, by the way. I've tried it. It's fantastic. You'll like it.
So you didn't waste any time getting your crunk on.
I just took a sip. I wanted to see, how's this going to go? How's this going to play with everything that we eat here?
It's light. It's refreshing.
It might mean I'm sleeping at my brother-in-law's house tonight.
That's fine. He didn't even show up for the taping.
Well, he didn't. He had a prior engagement. I asked him at the last minute. I should have asked him yesterday. Okay, so where are we going first?
If you're down in New Orleans or anywhere else, you just pick up the shell and suck the thing down.
Okay.
We're a little more refined here.
We are. Okay.
So you can throw the pinky out, grab the fork. You don't need the pinky.
You do the pinky. You do the pinky. So I've got my fork.
Let's go with the little vinaigrette and take the Duxbury one.
Okay, so what we do is just kind of bang this bad boy back, huh? Now, do you chew it at all, or you just swallow?
Yes.
It tastes like the beach. It's like I just...
Right.
I don't know.
A little salt there, not a whole ton, and you probably taste the vinaigrette, too.
Now, people, do contests where they eat as many of these
things
as
they can. 21 trade, 21
I'm thinking
dozens.
to myself...
No, it's almost like the hot dog eating contest where they just swallow them down.
Okay.
I would certainly enter one of those. I would love
do need
that.
a sip of this to kind of...
All right, so you're not the oyster guy.
See, I like steamers, so here's the deal. I do like steamers.
Well,
I love
what we should do in a future show is do a fried food shootout where you get fried oysters.
Well, I'm not
They're
a big fried
fabulous.
food person.
It doesn't matter. That's the main way that you cook these.
Okay.
You don't really steam oysters.
Right,
You'll
these are
either
fresh.
get
They
them,
just shell them fresh.
Right.
Like steamed clams, steamed
Right.
like quahogs
But
and
you
stuff like
can
that, or
you
mussels.
can do clams on the
They're
half
steamed.
shell too. You can do cherry stones or little necks or whatever.
Okay, so what are we going with next? Middle one,
Middle one with the sauce on it.
Okay, so
it's going to be a little salty, but you're going to just have that tomato base, and you don't have to tip the thing back. I'm just picking mine up and throwing it in. A lot saltier.
Well, see, I like the cocktail sauce action.
But the cocktail sauce bounces off that pretty well.
Yeah, and to me, I got all cocktail sauce, so it's like, yeah.
If you drink the sauce that's in there, you get the brine.
Well, if I had done that, but I did not.
No, you could do it now.
I will let you do it.
Off your shell, I'm not doing that.
Okay,
and
so
then this last one,
the lemon.
This will taste all oyster. It's a little deeper cup. It's just fresh fish. You're gonna love it.
Okay, let's do it.
It's as good as any sushi.
Okay, let's hit it. No, I actually did like that one best.
Yeah.
You know what that reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of like the steamer texture, or like a steamed mussel.
Well, the thicker
like
one,
like
it has some character, it has some base to it. So
the first one.
Yeah, you looked a little skittish.
But yeah, so I would say whatever the third one was there was good for me.
All right.
Perfect. Excellent.
There we go. That's
nice.
A first on NomX3 is
Mike Langford
doing the oysters, and Andrea will thank us.
Yes, it's supposed to be amorous after you have your oysters.
Get away from me! Don't be rubbing my knee anymore.
Look, we got ladies here. I don't need you.
So our second topic.
Second topic.
Do you want to do the tech topic?
Yeah, okay.
Because our food is probably going to be here in a few minutes.
Sure. I mean, I think it's just a general topic because I was thinking about it. Social media for the business to business.
Yeah, business to business.
So companies that don't sell to the general public, right?
Or maybe they do, but they also have a B2B audience.
Right. I think what you see most in social media is it seems to make sense for the individuals. You and I, we keep our friends and family and so forth.
They're consumer brands that people recognize.
And consumer brands
they have a
engaged.
Connection with customers, people that are going to buy from their website, buy in their stores, reinforcing that brand.
Right.
But then when you move to a investment firm or an EMC that sells those boxes, $1 million storage boxes to a company, how do they use these tools to connect?
Well, and I was thinking very specifically about EMC because we have a good friend, Jamie Pappas.
Yep. She's great.
She's amazing.
Fabulous.
She's I don't want to mispronounce. I don't know what her title is, but she kind of runs a show there, to the best of my knowledge, for the
CEO, I think.
She'll love that, right? So we had a great discussion. She led a discussion at PodCamp Boston about social media in the enterprise and how do you march it up the food chain and get permission and so forth.
Right.
So I asked the question about who's your social media touching there, right? And we're going to look. First of all, these big companies, whether they sell to multi-million-dollar storage area networks to other big companies,
right?
I mean, they still need to recruit employees,
right?
And so
there are a couple channels that they have to look at when using social media.
Yeah.
One is B2B.
Yep.
One is looking at their own enterprise and maintaining the brain trust there, maintaining their wealth of knowledge. Their value is in the employees they have and the information that those people retain and share.
Yeah.
So to get people on board, you have to listen and recruit people using the tools that these people are already using.
Right.
So if you're an expert hardware engineer, and you're using this stuff all the time.
Right.
You've got your iPhone or your BlackBerry out. You're always using these social media networks to connect with your friends. You're doing World of Warcraft every night. You're out there.
Sounds like your night.
Well, so you're out there, and the only way that EMC is going to grab you as a talent is to meet you on your ground.
Right.
I mean, why do you think so many of these beer companies and other consumer goods companies go to spring break? Well, their demographic is down there.
Right.
So why not just go where the people are? And it's the same thing. EMC needs to go where the tech people are and use the tools that they're using.
Well, and then there's a couple of other facets to it, too. I mean, internal knowledge share, right?
Yep.
Team building or relationship
exactly.
building internally, right? So having internal community tools so that, the guys over here in marketing can talk to the guys in finance who can talk to the guys in design and development.
What are the tools? Like Yammer, and then you have Google Docs.
And there's just other community tools where they might be, sharing DocuShare. Oh, we've got a timeout here. We're dying on battery. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break.
All right.
Okay. So we're talking about collaborative tools.
Collaborative tools like Yammer and Google
Yeah.
Docs, and how the enterprise is going to get some work done.
Yeah.
I got another knife.
Well, I mean, I don't enterprise, just to stop you there, I doubt the big enterprise clients are using something like a Google Docs, right? They may be using a Yammer.
Right.
They are most likely using some internal DocuShare type stuff, but they're also starting to build their own internal community tools to build up relationships between the silos, if you will, right?
Yep.
And within the silos. I mean, every company, very few companies operate very well with finance getting along perfectly well with marketing.
Because no one understands what the other
Well,
arm
the
is
finance
doing.
guys resent the fact that the marketing guys make more money for
doing nothing. For doing magic.
Well, for having the same, so for instance, I used to be in finance, right? So we used to always get ticked off because I could save the company $1 million.
Right.
And all of that million goes to the bottom line.
Right.
So I just made the company $1 million, but if the marketing guy brings in $1 million deal,
he gets a bonus.
He gets a big gigantic bonus, and his family flown around the world. It's like, well, how's that fair? So I think there's a collaboration piece. But one of the other the other facets of it that intrigued me, and actually I can't take credit for thinking about this. I was thinking more about, hey, listen, people are talking about your brand. You want to be engaged in that conversation on the outside world.
Right.
But if somebody was having a conversation with, actually here at the Eastern Standard after our What's Next in Tech, Dharmesh Shah from HubSpot mentioned, listen, when you buy a car, it used to be that you went into the dealership and you were at the mercy of the car dealer. You had no idea how much that car cost, and they could mark it up. And
you had no power.
Right.
He'd come back and he'd be like, hey, I just talked to my boss.
But now you can go to vhix.com and research that car, and you know exactly down to the lug nut how much that car cost.
Right.
The same thing is true now of B2B.
On an enterprise level.
On an enterprise level. So imagine instead of buying a $40,000 car, you're buying a $3 million storage area network system.
Yep.
There's only 2 or 3 companies that sell it, just the same as you might be interested in buying a BMW, Audi, or Mercedes.
Right.
So very similar cars, similar general budget. You might go out and do some research and talk to some people who have bought that $3 million storage area network from the EMC or the IBM and ask
or the Sun,
how
or whoever they're buying it.
what were the negatives, what should I look for. And so now price transparency is incredibly lowered or improved, whatever you want to say.
Do you think the communication is as informal as it is in some of the social media areas that we operate in? And I ask that because everyone knows everyone. In the finance world, everyone knows everyone. In journalism, same thing.
I went to a conference down in Orlando once, and it was a financial conference. But
Did you get the Mickey ears?
I didn't. No, it wasn't at Disney World. It was at a golf resort. But the interesting thing was, there was, of all things, and talk about B2B, there was a conference for a pallet leasing company.
Yeah.
Pallets, as in pallets, like the wood things that you put stuff on and ship.
I need some of those.
So
Where can I lease
there's a company that leased those things. It was a conference.
trade show company.
Hundreds of people. Yeah. Hundreds. And they were talking about pallets. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's a rocking crowd. But, they're tight, right? So those people are doing it. Maybe we get some pallet people to sponsor the show. I'd wear a shirt with a pallet.
I'd carry a pallet.
You carry pallets in every episode?
Yep.
You eat off pallets.